and I have a horrible feeling that Big Jake is riding in. Only it isn't funny anymore. It was a sleepy day in a sleepy town, and the quiet community of Beerswig Flats slumbered through yet another day of heat, haze and dusty horror. The pub was open, and the wing doors swung open in the heat-filled wind from the outback Barcoo. Old Johnny, the publican, stood behind the bar and polished the glasses, while a few customers chugged down a few fingers of whisky and a few cold beers. Out on the horizon, a dust cloud formed. The townsfolk looked out beyond the confines of their community and saw a giant of a man riding a huge kangaroo. He rode into town, and the ground thundered and the sky fractured with the energy and the sheer might of his presence. He slung the kangaroo to the ground and staggered up to the pub and managed to make it to the bar. "Big Jake is coming," he whispered through his raspy throat. "Give me a whisky," he said. The bartender poured him a shot and he slugged it down. He then staggered out and disappeared into the vast termite mounds that surrounded Beerswig Flats. Not long afterwards, the town saw yet another dust storm on the horizon. Another huge man was riding in, and the same thing happened. The townsfolk were worried. They had heard about Big Jake. Was Big Jake a-comin'? They closed up their houses and were frightened about what was about to happen. The ground trembled, the land shook, the community was in fear. The publican huddled behind the bar. The townsfolk hid behind their windows and curtains. All of the town was boarded up. No one walked in the streets. Even the feral pigs had headed off into the scrub. The earth thundered. The dust was so great that no one could see. The entire area was cowered in fear of Big Jake. As the huge spectre became bigger and greater, people could see the man riding the giant kangaroo. The fear that he aroused was immense. Throughout the town, the thunder of the warnings was deafening. The huge man came into town. He threw his kangaroo onto the ground and stomped up to the bar. The publican shook and shuddered behind his timber bar, and with a quivering voice said, "What you doing here, mister?" And the big giant of a man said, "Ain't you heard? Big Jake's a-comin'."